again, it's just me today. Just me today. I'm a physical therapist here at UCSD. Today's class, we're going to focus a little bit more on strengthening. So while I'm talking, if you have a chance and you could grab maybe 2 soup cans, 2 water bottles. If you have a resistance band, we can use that. Or if you have any sort of light weights, grab those. And if you don't have any of those things, then we can just go through the movements and I'll show you how to do that, okay? So the research article that I chose to talk about with you guys is about resistance training. So it's titled Progressive Resistance Training Improves Bradykinesia, Motor Symptoms and Functional Performance in Patients with Parkinson's Disease. So basically what the study looked at was specifically bradykinesia, which is a very typical motor symptom of Parkinson's disease, and muscle weakness. And their aim of their study was to assess the short-term progressive resistance training effects on people with Parkinson's disease in order to kind of give new guidelines and parameters for resistance training as a complementary therapy to what we already do. So they got their groups together. It was 40 individuals with Parkinson's disease, split them up into a training group and the control group. The training group consisted of a 9-week resistance training program that they did twice a week. And then they looked at different measures as far as the bradykinesia UPDRS subscale, a knee extensor strength test, a 10-meter walk test, the timed up and go test, and a 30-second chair stand test.
Hey, Corey, real quick.
Yeah.
Could you make sure we all understand what bradykinesia is?
Yeah, so bradykinesia, again, is a motor symptom that's typical with Parkinson's disease, and that's seen as a slowness. So typically it's on one side, so it's going to be a little bit of a stiffness and a slowness of movement that can make movement difficult. That makes sense?
Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Okay, so then after they did their 9-week intervention, the control group actually just attended disease lectures, so they didn't have any sort of exercise intervention. Again, after they did all of their interventions with the strength testing, they found that there were significant improvements for the group for all the functional tests with the resistance training group. And they saw significant difference between the control group and the test group in those assessments. And they saw maybe a mild improvement in just physical strength in their knee extensor test, but there wasn't really anything significant in that. So their hypothesis from this study, at least, says that 9 weeks of progressive resistance training can reduce bradykinesia and improve functional performance in patients with mild to moderate Parkinson's disease. And again, we want to reinforce that resistance training should be something that we should be implementing in our exercise classes. So then to go off of that, you might question, well, how much should I be doing? What should I be doing? So the current recommendations for Parkinson's disease with a partner from the American College of Sports Medicine, specifically for strength training, they recommend 2 to 3 non-consecutive days per week of at least 30 minutes per session for strength training. They also go further to say each session should include 10 to 15 repetitions, focusing on the major muscle groups, resistance, and speed and power. So we do a lot of that with our power moves, but today, again, I wanted to reinforce the resistance training aspect. So hopefully everybody was able to grab some sort of weights or resistance. I'm going to switch my view so I can see you guys. There we go. All right, so if you guys have any questions about that, you can raise your hand. Does anybody have anything? All right. Then Marilyn, do you have a question? Okay, hold on, let me unmute you. Can you unmute yourself? I don't know how to do it.
Okay.
Oh,
Can
there
you
we
hear
go.
me now? Okay.
Yep.
You said 10 to 15 repetitions. How many sets? Does it matter?
Usually 2 to 3, but I don't think they have specific recommendations. Some of the recommendations say till fatigue, till
Okay.
muscular fatigue. So yeah, usually around 2 to 3.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. All right, and if there are no further questions.
Yeah, I have a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm Rini from San Diego. Do you, how long is your class?
The class is usually around 45 minutes.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you. And you're not, are you Damien? Are you the woman that I?
Nope, I'm Corey. So I'm a physical
Okay.
therapist here.
Rini, that might have been me. My last name is Damron.
Oh, okay. Hi.
Hi.
Okay, should I put it on a group, a gallery?
I think
She's the organizer.
you can do speaker view, and then I have the spotlight on Corey so you can see her video since she's going to be leading the class.
Okay, great.
There we go. All right, so we're gonna start today with our warm-up exercises. Since it's just me today, I'll be scattering a little bit around to show you sitting and standing, but I'll do my best. We're gonna start with 30-second intervals like we normally do, and then go from there. So the first one, put that here so I can reach it easier, is just gonna be marching in place, okay? So you can do that in sitting, you can do that in standing. And again, I'll go through these as we go. The next one is going to be arms out to the side, and then you're gonna be tapping your inner heel. Again, you can do that same idea in sitting. The next one is a kick out. You can't see my feet today. Kick out, and then an opposite punch. I'll back that iPad up in a second. The next one is a cross-body punch. And again, trying to get your legs involved in it. And then the last one is jumping jacks or step outs, whichever works best for you. So let me pull this back a little bit. Down. Okay. So I'm gonna get my timer going and we're gonna start, okay? So the first one, now it's crooked. Okay, so the first one is just marching. You can't see my face. Marching in place, trying to get those arms going. And if this feels slow and easy for you, you can always jog in place. And again, if you're sitting, same moves in sitting. We got 8 seconds left. All right, and then we're gonna take a little rest before we go into W arms and tapping. Good. And again, this can be done in sitting as well. Good job, everyone. Really try to get those arms up, shoulders back when you're in that W position. Very good. Okay, next one is a kick. So trying to tap your heel and then punch the opposite arm. Good. And the goal of this is just to get your heart rates up, get a little warmed up, so you can go at your own pace. Good job. All right, next one is the cross body. You're gonna punch across your body. If you're standing, you can do a little mini squat. Get your legs warmed up. Good job. All right, and then the last one is the jumping jacks. So out and in, if that's too hard. Just a step out and back in. And same thing in sitting. So modify it as you need to. Doing good. Hopefully you can feel your heart starting to go a little faster. Maybe starting to breathe a little bit harder. Good, now we're gonna rest for about 10 seconds and start back up again. So we start with the marches and go. Marches are jogging in place. Put myself in here. Good job, everyone. All right, next is the W arms. Trying to touch your heel. You can't touch your heel, aim for your shin. You can't touch that, aim for your knee. Good work. All right, now it's the opposite heel, trying to tap and then punch. All right, cross body punches, so up and across. Good job, everyone. All right, and then last is those jumping jacks. About 10 more seconds, and then we get a break. All right, good. Take a break, catch your breath a second, and then we got one more round. All right, here we go. Marching or jogging in place. It's our last round. So make it count. Okay, W arms and tap. Almost there. Okay, now it's the heel tap and punch. So getting that foot out in front of you, trying to tap the heel. And again, if you're sitting, just kick that leg out straight, or you can still tap the heel and punch forward, opposite side. Okay, cross body punches. Okay, last one, jumping jacks. I see a lot of good moving arms. All right, nice job, everyone. All right, so catch your breath here a second. Again, if you have weights, water bottles, hands, whatever you have at home, it's time to grab them. So I'm gonna put mine on the floor a second. So for my people that are in sitting, what you're gonna do for this round is just a kick. So you're gonna kick, hold that leg straight out as high as you can, trying to get that knee all the way straight, and then alternate to the other side. So our goal is to do about 10 on each side. So you can alternate through that, again, about a 3 to a 5 second hold. If you are able to stand, I want you to work on some squats. So you can have your weights in your hand and just hold them down below, kind of at your sides. And you're just gonna work on doing a squat or a knee bend and back up. And again, if you don't have any sort of resistance, that's fine too. So we're gonna do 10 of those. So 1, and with these, I want you to think about slow, controlled movements. So you're not just immediately sinking to the floor, you're not pushing yourself up to like a jumping position. Everything should be slow and controlled, trying to contract those muscles in the glutes and in the quads. So your hip muscles, your butt muscles, and then the front of your thighs. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice job. So the next one, I'll show you in sitting. You can stay in standing if you'd like to, or you can go into sitting. I have my weights here. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to lean forward a little, just a little bit from my waist, and I'm gonna bring my weights back towards me. So I'm bringing my elbows back towards me and squeezing my shoulder blades together. If that's too challenging, or your weights are too heavy, or you don't have weights, you can do the same movement, just arms at your side, pulling my elbows back and squeezing my shoulder blades together. So again, let's try to do 10 of them, kind of go at your own pace. I'm gonna start over with 10 and we'll go from there, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Nice job. And I see a couple of you with bands, and it looks like you did great job. So again, pulling that just out, whole goal is to squeeze those shoulder blades back together. Okay, third one we're gonna do, again, you can do it in sitting or standing, is going to be a chest press. So pushing your weights forward in front of you. If your weights are a little bit heavy or you feel like that's hard to do, if you're in sitting, you can do a push-up from your chair. So I'm pushing myself up, trying to use just my arms to push up. If that's too easy for you, you can always use a table or a chair and get into the push-up position here. I'm kind of blocked from my arms here, but here. So 3 different options. And if you have a band, you can put it around your back and just push forward. There we go. So strap that band around your back and then just pushing the tension forward. There you go. Good. So again, I'm going to use my weights. 1, 2, and if this is a little bit hard, you can lean back a little bit more in your chair. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. The other thing to keep in mind when you're doing resistance training is that if I just did that exercise and it took me 15 seconds, for strength training purposes, you want to rest at least 15 seconds, if not more, in between your sets. So that gives the time for your muscles to get oxygen back, recover, before you go into the next set if we're trying to build strength, which in this regard we are. Okay, so the next one is a bicep curl. So I'm curling my weights up and then I'm pushing them up to the sky. Good. And curl up to the sky. Good. Four. 5. 6. 7. 8. Nice job, everyone. 9. And 10. Good. Very good. We'll take a little rest break. Okay, so the next one is for your triceps. So I'm going to turn my chair so you can see. Again, sitting, standing, you can do it however you want. I'm gonna hinge forward a little bit. My elbow right now is bent, and I'm gonna straighten my elbow, trying to tighten the back of my arm. If you have a band, you can hold on to the band with one hand and do that same action. So I'm holding the band up higher, and then I would be pulling down with the band to straighten my elbow. And a lot of times with people with Parkinson's, this muscle gets a little weakened because that arm kind of stays into a bent position. So really think about trying to straighten that arm all the way out, tightening the back of the arm and holding it for 2 to 3 seconds. Good job. And again, I'm leaning forward just a little bit. If you're standing, you can hold on to your counter, your chair, whatever you have, and do that. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. Same thing. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. So now we're going to start back up at the top. So we're doing, again, a set of 10, and we're going to go through 3 times. So we get the 3 repetitions in. So the first one, if you are sitting, is just a leg kick out, holding 10 on each side. And if you're standing, we're going to do 10 squats, slow, controlled, weights at your side or no weights, whatever you decide. So down, up, 1, 2, 3, good job. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Okay, next one is for the shoulders. So either just squeezing those shoulders back together, elbows back together, or if you have the weights, you're pulling them across or apart and again squeezing those shoulders. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Catch your breath, take a little rest. The next one is the chest press, push up, whichever one you're doing. So for me, I'm going to lean back a little bit, have my weights in hand, and pushing up in front of me. 2. So try to push a little bit more out in front instead of up. I see a lot of you going up like this. Try to go out. It's going to be a little bit harder. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Whew. My weights are a little heavy for that. Okay, so then the next one is our bicep curl. So curling at the elbow and then pushing up to the sky. And then coming down into that W position and reversing it down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. And again, I just picked 10 because it's somewhere in the middle, but if depending on your weights, you have to do 8 repetitions because you feel pretty fatigued with 10, go to 8 and work yourself up. Once you get somewhere into that 12 to 15 range, then you want to increase your weight. Okay, last one is the triceps. Again, I'm leaning forward, elbows tucked at my side, elbow starts bent, and then I'm straightening my arm out. 2, good job. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good, and then I'm gonna switch to my other side. Switch the weight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job, everyone. All right, take a breath, a drink of water if you need it. And we're gonna go through our last round. And again, I'm just choosing to go through these all kind of in a circuit style. But if you're doing this at home, you don't necessarily have to alternate through the exercises. You can do the 2 to 3 sets of the bicep curls after a quick break all at one time. This just keeps things a little more interesting. All right, so we're back to the top. So either a squat or a leg kick. If you're tired and you were doing the squats, maybe alternate it and do the leg kicks. All right, let's do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. Take a little break. Let the people who are doing leg kicks a little more time. Okay, then when you're ready, the next one is the shoulder squeezes. So leaning forward, weights at my side, pulling back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good job. Let everyone finish up. Whew. Take a breath. All right, next one is the chest press or push-up, whichever you are performing. So weights out in front, pushing forward. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good work. Okay, next one, curls to overhead press. So up, good, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, good job guys, 8, 9, last one, 10, good. All right, last one, triceps. Straightening the elbow, holding, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And we'll flip around to the other side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good work, everyone. All right. So that circuit of strengthening exercises that we did focused a lot on the upper body and kind of hit all the major muscle groups of the upper body. We did the squats, which is a good full body exercise, and then the leg kicks to focus on the big muscles in the legs. So again, major muscle groups is what we're trying to focus on for strength. All right, so now the last bit is the cool down. So trying to get our breath back, trying to let our bodies cool down from the work we just did. So we're going to take our seated power moves and turn those into our cool down today. So if you can find a seat, if you have one handy, we're going to go through these nice and slow. So the first one is feet wide apart, and we did a chest press today. So our chest might be a little bit tight. So I'm just leaning forward, really trying to push my elbows out and feeling a stretch through the front of my shoulders, through my chest. If you feel like you need a little bit more on one side, you can kind of press through. So I'm rotating a little bit to my left right now. Rotate a little bit to your right. Or just press a little bit further down. And then we'll come up, nice slow stretch, reaching back, head up, chest up. Take a nice breath in, exhale. Good. Let's do that one again. So again, down, hold it, get a good stretch. Then we'll come up nice and slow, reaching those arms back and out. Breath in, breath out. We'll do one more. slow, leaning forward. And hopefully after a couple of repetitions, you can go a little bit further than you did on your first. Slow and steady coming up. Nice outstretched arms, nice and big. Breath in, breath out. Good. All right. Next one is that reach. So I'm going to come down onto my elbow, reach my arm up over my head, and again, hold here. Reach as far as you can, trying to open up that side. Good. Up to the middle. And reaching the other way. Good. Come back up, one more each side. Good. Up. And across. All right. Okay, next one is that twist. So you're going to start with your arms at your side. You're going to rotate, try to get those hands together. Move your hips a little bit with your body. Try to get your spine involved. Hold it there. Good. And we're going to open up. Take a little break. Rotate to the other side. Same thing. And I'm just counting to about 10. Back open. One more each side. Good. Open. Good. Okay, and then the last one is that power step, but we're going to change it a little bit. So you can kind of step out to the side, and then I'm leaning over a little bit. Depending on how tight your hips are, you can feel a little stretch through that leg. Good. Bring it back. Bring the other side in. Good. One more each side. And last one. All right, good job, everyone. I hope you guys all enjoyed that class. Again, strength was our main focus today. So if you feel a little bit sore tomorrow in those muscles, it's likely because we worked pretty hard today. Does anyone have any questions, comments, concerns?
I appreciated doing it, something different than the power moves,
Yeah.
doing the strength.
Yeah, good feedback. I like that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else have any feedback for me today or anything to say? No?